Here's a creamy, lemony, garlicky pasta sauce based on mashed sweet peas, hence the bright green color. Sweet pea pasta sauce is nothing new, but this involves a couple of unusual techniques that make it a little lighter, brighter, and fresher tasting. Nearly any creamy pasta can be texturally enhanced with a toasted breadcrumb topping. I used to just raid the crumb tray from my toaster oven, but now I'm more civilized and I melt a little butter in a pan, pour in some panko, that's way more than I need, and just stir over moderate heat until the crumbs are toasty brown. Set those aside for garnish at the end. You only need a couple of pinches per portion, and I'm just making 2 portions today. I'll rinse out that hot pot, pour in enough water to boil pasta, salt the water per usual, and get that coming to a boil. Now I'll pour out half a cup, 118 mils of heavy cream for 2 portions. Normally for a sauce, you'd boil that cream down, which would concentrate the fat content and cook away the fresh flavor. I've got a different plan. After I've zested the lemon, I'll dump the zest right into the cream for flavor, cut the lemon, and squeeze in no more than half of the juice. Oh wait, let me show you what the cream looks like first. See, that's just normal thin cream, right? Now just squeeze in that juice. I like half the lemon, but you might want it a little less tart, so maybe use a little less. Stir, and immediately that acid is going to curdle the milk proteins. When you do this with cream as opposed to milk, you get a luscious, velvety texture using no heat whatsoever. Strain this in cheesecloth and it would be mascarpone, but for sauce, that's fine as is. Frozen peas are 100% fine for this recipe. I'll get about 1.5 cups of those, which is like 200 grams at most. Just cover those with water and thaw in the microwave or wherever you want to thaw it. It just takes a couple of minutes in the microwave, which is more than enough time for me to scan my grocery receipt with Fetch, sponsor of this video. Fetch is a free app that lets you earn reward points on almost anything you buy, not just groceries, any retail receipt. You just take pictures of it with the app, hit send, and then instantly you get reward points back. Nice. Oh wait, what if you live in the 21st century and you buy most of your stuff online? It's fine, you just hit the blue e-receipt button and Fetch will scan your email for eligible receipts from any of these sellers. Fetch can also search your Amazon or your Walmart accounts for any eligible purchases. Once you've accumulated some points, we can exchange them for rewards. A cash card would probably be the simplest thing to get, but you can redeem your points for gift cards at a million places. I'm going to donate mine to charity today. Hit my link in the description, use my code RAGUSIA, or scan that QR code on the screen and you'll get 100 points when you snap your first receipt. 100 points to start with when you use my code RAGUSIA. Thank you, Fetch. When the peas start to float, they're thawed enough. Frozen peas are pre-blanched, so we want to go easy and keep them green. Strain in a strainer if you want, but a little fork does just fine. And to stop the cooking and preserve the color, I will douse these in cold water and maybe drop in a few ice cubes. Stir to let that heat flow out of the peas and strain again until dry. Those will hold for a while now. Time to peel some garlic. I'm going to use 1 clove per portion. You might want less because the garlic is going to be almost raw and therefore very strong. You can just dump all of these sauce ingredients in a food processor if you have one, but I'm going to show you the low-tech method, and for that we'll need to chop this fine, and I might even do the thing where you put some big abrasive salt on there and use it to grind down the garlic with the side of the knife. Plenty smooth. In the cream it goes. Fresh herbs. I'm doing a lot of basil and a little mint, but you can use whatever. Mint and peas are a classic combination, but a few leaves go a long way. Bunch those up and chop finely. Again, no need to chop this if you're doing this in a food processor. Quickly, I'll dump those in with the cream and stir because the lemon juice in there will keep the herbs from turning brown. Oh, the water is boiling. Use whatever pasta shape you like, but for this I like a shape that can hold a lot of sauce inside it. This is a very sauce-forward pasta dish for me. 2 portions will be like half the package. I'll grate a big pile of cheese, as much as you want. This is pecorino, but parm is fine. I know some Italians have a thing against putting acid and cheese together, and I don't care. So the peas, without a food processor, you could just dump these onto like a big board and chomp through them a bunch with your knife, but honestly, the easier thing is just to wash your hands and then smash these with your palms. We just want to pop each of the skins open. You can squeeze them in your fists, that's fun, but it sends pea juice flying. Maybe leave a few peas whole for heterogeneity. Dump all those in with the cream, grind in some pepper, pinch of salt to start with, and stir. It'll look greener and smoother once it mixes with the hot pasta. Of course, you could skip all of that messy chopping and mashing if you have a power tool of some kind. That's good too, but the end result is almost the same. same on the pasta. Don't forget to mix in your whole peas if you set some aside, and don't forget to taste for seasoning and adjust. This sauce will hold for a long time, so I might as well clean up. Pasta is done, and I'm going to catch some of the water in a glass. We can use that to loosen the sauce if necessary, but not yet. First, dump in the whole pea mixture and stir. Just let it cook slightly in the residual heat. My stove is off. You'll see how much that sauce loosens up as it warms. Cream sauces will do that. By the time this cools a little on the plate, though, it's going to be too thick and sticky. Stir in a splash or two of that pasta water and we'll get that nice velvety texture. Serve ASAP or the green will start to fade from the heat. Man, that is pretty. Sprinkle on some breadcrumbs for texture, and that tastes really bright and summery, not heavy. But go easier on the lemon juice and the garlic if you're not, me. I like it strong. Hold on to what remains of summer and enjoy.